Welcome to another edition of Cover to Cover, our guide to the Sikh and Punjabi books that you need to read. Before we take a look at this week's book, Punjab Painting by R.P. Srivastava, let's hear from another one of our viewers telling us about one of their favourite books.
The book I'm recommending is Dune, written by Frank Herbert. It's an epic science fiction novel, and it follows the Atreides family, who have recently taken control of a desert planet called Arrakis. I really like this book because of the great character development and the really richly detailed worlds. I would recommend this book to anybody, especially if you're a science fiction or a fantasy fan.
Punjab Painting by R.P. Srivastava was the work of the author that was submitted as their doctoral thesis to Meerut University and then became a book first published in 1983. The book is published in hardbound edition and, as can be expected of something that was published quite so long ago, is not in particularly the best of condition. However, considering that it has had much usage, has managed to at least still stand the test of time. It is replete with works of art that are reproduced sometimes in black and white and sometimes in full colour. The title Punjab Painting was given by the author and is now accepted to some extent as being the name of the school of work that was produced predominantly in the 19th and early 20th century in the Punjab region. It's now seen as a school of art in itself. And what this book did as its thesis form was to survey all of that work that existed at that time, all of the visual art. So that ranged from miniature paintings, illustrated manuscripts, all the way up to mural paintings that might have existed on various buildings across the nation. The author presents different works of art in the Punjab school and contrasts them with other prevailing schools of painting, such as the Mughal school or the Rajput school. Predominantly, a lot of the artwork that is presented here comes from the kingdoms that existed predominantly in the early 19th century. So Maharaja Ranjit Singh, whose territory expanded across the entire Punjab state and beyond, but then also the so-called East Punjabi states, those of the Maharaja of Nabha, Jind, Patiala, and so on. As would be expected of a book of this type, the contents and the lists are quite comprehensive so that you can get from one space to the other quite quickly. There is a list of the colored transparencies reproduced, a list of the illustrations. There are a large number of appendices showcasing tables of family trees of different artists and who they were and who their offspring were and who continued to paint and what they continued to create as artists. There are then, of course, different chapters that really make up this book. They talk about the Punjab in the 19th century, the historical and cultural background, all the way up to the place of the painting in Punjab in the field of Indian painting, so the contrasting that I mentioned earlier. Although it has become commonplace for this type of book in this day and age to become coffee table reading, this book does not fit that particular category. It is for the serious and professional art historian, especially those who have an interest in South Asia. The detailed descriptions and depictions of each work of art do make this a great source for any historian, not just art historians, so people working in museums or as academics dealing with the Punjab over the last 200 years. But we want to know what you think, so please tell us about Punjab Painting by R.P. Srivastava in a comment below. Join us again for another edition of Cover to Cover, our guide to the Sikh and Punjabi books that you need to read.